have some fun. Are you kidding? Oh my God. We're calling the meeting of the Health and Social Services Committee to order. All members are present. I'd like to have a motion to accept the minutes from our last meeting, which was some time ago. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the minutes pass. We have two items. The first one is offered by Councilwoman Samples. It's a resolution expressing support of the Summit County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board's plan to place a levy on the November 5th ballot and authorizing Summit County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board to use the name of the Council for the City of Akron for advertisements and general publicity purposes related to the levy campaign and declaring an emergency. Councilwoman Sims, would you like to speak to your...
Samples. It's okay. Samples,
What
Sims, same
sorry.
thing. That's okay.
I didn't even catch you. I'm sorry. You
We're used to
all
it.
y'all look alike.
So this resolution is to support and express support for the ADM alcohol, the ADM board's renewal, their 6-year renewal. We haven't had anything come up for them in 6 years now, and clearly we know that there's a need for this renewal here in our city and in our county. They are responsible for planning, funding, and monitoring, evaluating treatment, prevention, and support services for people dealing with drug addiction, alcoholism, and mental illness. The executive director would like to come this evening and speak on behalf of support for the ADM board, so I do want to yield some time to him if we could this evening to speak on behalf of it. So I'm asking for council support, and hopefully you all will come on board as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions, comments? Councilwoman Sims.
So this is strictly a renewal, no increases. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other comments, questions?
This is just a comment, I mean, right off the top of my head, I know it's a renewal, and given the epidemic of the last few years, I know that we can't speak into that at this time. It would seem like possibly even an increase would have been, you know, in line. But
Oh, I think they would have loved that.
I'm sure they would have. I think the community...
The challenges of trying to get an increase of anything passed these days is difficult.
Of all items, this seems like the one that's right in our face.
Sure, sure. Any other comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to pass this?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstentions? I'm going to take the risk of, I'm taking the risk of voting. I think I need to abstain, but here's the problem. I plan to give them my personal endorsement. I guess I can do that way as opposed to, so let me abstain and I'll just do a personal one. Thank you. Okay, that one is taken care of. The next issue we have, resolution before us, is offered by President Somerville, expressing support of the American Association of Retired Person Network of Age-Friendly Cities and Communities, expressing support of the city's application for membership to the network of age-friendly cities and communities and declaring an emergency. President Somerville, do you want to speak to this?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Just bringing forth this resolution in hopes that my colleagues will support it. I think we already did get a really great presentation about the partnership with AARP as they are ready to now come out into the community and do some sessions with our seniors. We just want to make sure that they have our support as council in doing that work. I don't know if Mr. Hardy has any additional information to provide, but I do believe some of those groups are getting ready to meet here within the next few months out in our community. So we just want to support the great work and the partnership.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think many of us have not, I think most of us attended the wonderful celebration we had at Kenmore Senior Citizens Center several months ago, where at that time, the president and CEO was Barbara Seitz, and I think Mrs. Seitz said that she was preparing for her own retirement here in the city of Akron. So she wanted to make sure that we were an age-friendly senior citizens community by the time she's ready to put her feet up. But when you look at the 8 domains, they make a lot of sense that we want people to age in a quality of life in all of these areas, having good housing, transportation, social participation, respect and social inclusion. I mean, they're in the article, communication, all of the things are to be addressed in an age-friendly community. And we will look forward to becoming a part of this community. With that said, I will ask that my name be added, but I'll do that tonight. I don't know if we need to do it now, but we can do it as a council tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want, hold on, yeah. I was gonna go to the committee first, Ms. Swirsky, then we'll come back. Committee members.
So I too want to be added, but I know I just get this nagging sense that the whole entire council will support this. I have to say I get excited every time I read this. I've been doing quite a bit of work working with our elders, and I know how invaluable they are to our city. And so to have the partnerships that currently exist, and the people who are really on fire about making sure that our elderly community, our elders, really are valued in our city and can maneuver the city in a way that they're optimizing wellness is just, you couldn't ask for anything more. So I'm really excited that as a council, hopefully, that we are supporting this initiative, and I'm very grateful to both the former president of AARP as well as our mayor for bringing forth this initiative for our city. So, thanks.
Any other comments? Mr. Neal?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Looking at this makes me think of Akron's, I think it's 2025 plan. And in that plan, it spoke about the challenges as well as opportunities with an aging community. I'd just like for us to really take a look, plan it sometime to take a look at if we are aligning, because I think they spent like $100,000 on that research, aligning our goals and objectives to support that work that went within that plan, because again, it did speak to the challenges of an aging community, and to our colleague, Mr. Freeman's point about the last piece of legislation that came in. One of the challenges is most of these folks are in their homes, and the challenge is being able to maintain them. I know we have the Homestead Act that exempts them from certain taxes, but I think we need to look at, with an aging community, how our present tax structure and everything is going to impact them, and how we provide services, how that's going to impact them. Because one of the things that sticks in here, and this is holistic, and when we talk about, the equity, and now we talk about from the age standpoint, it's something that came out during one of the Democratic debates that talked about a certain, the net worth or of certain populations within our community, and 2050 was one of the target dates that they had. And, it said the net worth, and this was speaking specifically of the African American community, said that the net worth would be 0 by the year 2050. 0. There's plenty of information out there that states right now the net worth is somewhere in the neighborhood of less than $10,000. And from our standpoint, we have to come up with creative ways to look at how we can grow our community without being sensitive to the aging population and all the other folks that are part of it. So I appreciate this, but it makes me, you know, just reflect on some of the research that I've done and some of the stuff that others have done as far as, and I mentioned the 2025 plan. I think it would serve us well to look at that and see if our overall council and city's goals and objectives, along with all the foundations and everybody else, are in line to support this. Because if there are areas where we can, you know, we always say that there's not a new tax when things come before us. If there's areas where we can cut back on those things to alleviate some of that and maybe just shift that savings to like this aging demographic, I don't know. But I know this does just make me take pause to think of the challenges that come before us with an aging population. Thank you.
Any other committee members? Hearing none, Mr. Swirsky.
I just want to point something out, which is that all the components of this age-friendly cities perspective are things that the millennials are also looking for. And there's been a lot of marketing research to back that up. And in fact, the AARP often point that out in their publications. So we're not just making our cities, and I want to thank the administration for taking leadership in this area. We're not just making it age-friendly for elderly people. These are things that young people who want to move to this area, who don't want to get tied up in traffic jams, who want to be able to walk down the street and feel safe, who want to live near where they work and live near where their kids go to school. These are all things that both older people and younger people are seeking. And it's great that we have a statement expressing our desire for that. And even more importantly, if you look at these components, a lot of these programs are in place and are moving forward, led by City Council and the administration.
Okay. Are there other comments? Seeing none, is there a motion? Is there a preference as to what we need to do? Suspension of the rule, consent?
If I can just request, if we can do suspension of the rules, I know that ARP, Ohio Volunteer State President and retired Judge Randolph Baxter would like to be here tonight, so if we can suspend the rules, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much. We motion to adjourn? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.